Hello everybody and welcome to The United Stand. This is your latest Manchester United transfer news on this Sunday morning. And actually we've got some big news, and the positivity that we had from the match yesterday against Inter Milan seems to have seeped over into this Sunday morning as we look at some pretty significant news that, you know, whether it involves Manchester United or not is by the by, I suppose. Look, the big one is obviously coming in from the Telegraph that I read last night from James Ducker. He's saying that David De Gea is going to sign a new 6-year contract at Manchester United, which is obviously fantastic news. This is going to happen when he comes back from the Shanghai leg of the Manchester United tour, so we're looking at that next week. Really happy about that. But let's start off with Gareth Bale and Nicolas Pepe. So a couple of stories coming in one last night, one overnight. Obviously, pre-season games are taking place across the globe at the moment. Real Madrid lost to Bayern Munich last night. Zidane was asked after the game what the situation is, and some would say he was highly disrespectful of a player that, all right, he's not hit the heights recently, but he's certainly been intrinsic in those Champions League treble 3 years in a row. Gareth Bale was a massive part of that when Zidane was manager. So quite disrespectful and typical of a club like Real Madrid, really, but surprising from a legend of the game like Zidane. Maybe he's been slightly misquoted, I don't know, but when you read the quote back, it is simply saying Gareth Bale did not play last night. Gareth Bale is not part of the plans. We want to sell him and we're hoping to do it tomorrow would be nice. So they definitely want Gareth Bale gone. This has sent some Manchester United fans into, and certainly this morning's show is certainly about the wide men, because we're going to talk about a bid for Nicolas Pepe as well. But with regards to Gareth Bale, he will be leaving Real Madrid. So will he be coming to Manchester United? Will he be going to China? Will he be going to Bayern Munich? I don't believe that he will come to Manchester United. At this late stage in the transfer window, when we're approaching 2.5 weeks left of the window, would I take Gareth Bale at Manchester United? I don't. You know what? I don't think beggars can be choosers. And I think Manchester United went into this transfer window as beggars. We're 6th best club in England in the Europa League. I didn't want Bale. I wanted a better transfer window than that. I wanted a centre-back. I wanted 2 midfielders. I wanted a right-back and I wanted a right winger. And I wanted it all done by July the 1st. That's not happened. We've got 2.5 weeks left of the transfer window virtually. And if you offered me Gareth Bale now, I would take it, because I think United need that sort of a signing. They need that sort of impetus. And also, I just think, you know, with regards to Bale, yes, he's 30, he's injury prone, he's probably on the decline and he's very expensive. He's all of those things, and it would be a massive risk for Manchester United to do it. And we shouldn't be doing those sort of risks. So that's why I don't think we will do it. But from what Zidane has said, you cannot deny that with regards to Bale and what Zidane has said to him, if there's anything left in the tank, he's going to hit the floor. He's going to put the pedal to the floor and he's going to produce it, because Zidane has basically written him off publicly and humiliated him publicly. And if there is anything left in Zidane, in Bale, then you would expect him to go and prove that. Whether he'll come to United, I don't think this is a deal for United for 2 major reasons. One, if we were in for Bale, I think we would know about it probably 2 years ago, because we're so bad at when we're linked to players. And 2, the most significant thing is Paul Pogba, isn't it? Like, Paul Pogba, if Bale comes to United, then Pogba goes to Madrid. We knew this a couple of years ago when they wanted De Gea and we were looking at some of their players. You can't do a deal with Madrid without them taking the player that they want. And they want Pogba. So Bale to United, it's not going to happen. And at this late stage, I think we all agree we can't lose Paul Pogba either. But I don't know. I mean, I actually thought that Bale might stay at Madrid, so it's interesting that Zidane has come out and said that he definitely will be leaving. Michael Gibbs says, is it true that PSG are going for Bruno, Sky Sports? Look, I saw that last night and I tweeted it. So, you know, follow me on Twitter at Mark Goldbridge. But I saw this last night, pretty late on, PSG in for Bruno Fernandes. And when I researched it, it took me back to the Daily Mail. The Daily Mail is a UK paper. I don't think I have ever said the Daily Mail is a credible source for transfers. I'm sure we've mentioned the Daily Mail in the past, but they are not a credible source for transfers. They're just not. And they don't have a journalist there. You know, like Neil Custis at The Sun is close to United. No one really likes The Sun, but when Neil Custis says something, I do take note of it because he has been right in the past. Daily Mail, they throw stones up. Occasionally they'll be right, but mostly they're wrong. And when you read the article in the Daily Mail about Bruno Fernandes, it talks of interest from PSG. It's not from Portuguese sources. It's from the Daily Mail. So unless it's from another source that I haven't seen, I tracked that story back through the Metro into the Daily Mail. So I don't believe that story. Of course, PSG could come in and take Bruno Fernandes. Man City could. Liverpool could. Barcelona could. Anybody can come in and sign Bruno Fernandes, and I'm surprised that they haven't. But at this moment in time, I think it's United's deal to destroy. And that, I'm not going to say we're not going to destroy it. We know that United, when it comes to spending 5 million more on a player that's worth it, they do barter and sometimes miss out on these deals. But I don't believe anything to do with the PSG rumour, if I'm totally honest with you. Smash a like on the video, everyone, please. With regards to Nicolas Pepe, this is probably the story people are most interested in. Now, he's had a fantastic season for Lille. I think he's 23, 24. Plays on the right wing for Lille. They've qualified for the Champions League. Lots of United fans like Nicolas Pepe. I like Nicolas Pepe. But this is coming out last night that United have expressed an interest in Nicolas Pepe to Lille. Duncan Castles has mentioned it as well, who in the past has been a journalist that's been right about United. Although this summer, I think he's been pretty right but wrong, because he said Wan-Bissaka was done a week before and he got the fee wrong. I think he jumped too early. And then on Monday, there was a story that Harry Maguire's deal was done, and it's not done. So I think he's jumping too early on deals. So maybe he's ultimately right, but maybe he's jumping a bit early. Maybe he's jumping a bit early on Nicolas Pepe and we still sign him. But I think with regards to Nicolas Pepe, I don't think that we are in for him, because he wants Champions League football, and I don't think he's available at 70 million quid. So I think that what Manchester United are looking for at the moment is a centre-back and 2 midfielders. So it's interesting this morning that we wake up and we get Manchester United are interested in two right wingers, potentially Bale, or I don't think there's anything that. But Nicolas Pepe has got more gravitas to it and has sort of come from nowhere. He's been part of the AFCON, so he's back now. I feel that this is a deal with Nicolas Pepe that if you invest any time in it as a Manchester United fan, you're going to get disappointed in 2 ways. 1, he won't ultimately come to United, and 2, he might go to Liverpool and the Liverpool fans can go, ha ha ha, we've got another player that you wanted. And maybe Manchester United are not in for Nicolas Pepe. Maybe they're not, and maybe we are just being used to boost the price up. But I personally don't feel that Manchester United are in for Nicolas Pepe, although it is a big story this morning, a £70 million bid, which flies in the face of so much. You know, if we imagine the scenario that we do actually have £70 million to spend on Nicolas Pepe, who's a right winger. All summer, we've spoken about needing a right winger, and we've not really been linked to anybody. And then suddenly, in the last 2 weeks, we're looking at a right winger and 70 million. And yet all we've heard all summer is, you know, the Wan-Bissaka deal took a month because we were grinding out over a million here and a million there. The Harry Maguire deal, we're grinding a million and a million there. The Bruno Fernandes, we don't want to pay any more than 55 million. And then suddenly, in the last 2 weeks, we'll give you 70 million for Nicolas Pepe, who you could argue at the moment, some United fans would say, do we need a right winger? If we're confident and brave enough, do we need a right winger? You've got Daniel James, you've got Tahith Chong, you've got Mason Greenwood, we've already got Sanchez we can't get rid of, we've got Martial, we've got Lingard. You know, do we need a right winger? I would say yes still, but you know, what we do desperately need is 2 midfielders and a centre-back. 100%, that is what we need. Brian Murphy, Bale snubbed us a few years ago, not wanted now. Fair enough, absolutely fair enough. A few people saying that Pepe will go to Liverpool. That's what I think. United first game of the season starts 3 weeks today, by the way. Is it 3 weeks today? Yeah, 3 weeks today. We play, don't we? So 2 weeks last night was AC Milan. 3 weeks today is Chelsea. So look, where are we at? As we sit here today, I'm still optimistic that Manchester United will do 2 transfers. I think if we don't, I dread to think what's going to happen amongst the Manchester United fan base, because they need to invest in our manager. Some really interesting quotes from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that I sort of want to pick up on a little bit later on the 8 o'clock show tonight. Sorry for the background noise. He's actually upstairs, Sebastian, being a right little sod this morning. It's called the Terrible 2, so I apologise. We don't normally get any background noise, but he's absolutely losing his shit this morning, I would say, because I can hear him from here and I never normally can. Still in the dam, found Ziyech in a coffee shop, says Chops how. And Shaw is not good as Aaron Wan-Bissaka. We need someone equal. I mean, this Luke Shaw nonsense is rubbish. Like, very quickly on Luke Shaw, why are you looking for problems that don't exist? The Luke Shaw agenda, I've never understood it. Like, I saw people after the game yesterday saying Luke Shaw's fat, he's not good enough. And I'm like, do you not understand body physics? Like, Kenny Sampson was a left-back for England and Arsenal in the mid-80s. Had exactly the same body shape as Luke Shaw, no issues. Luke Shaw's one of the quickest players in our team. And also, you know what? Luke Shaw should have had an assist yesterday. Got down the wing, cut it back to Rashford, and Rashford messed it up. And yet people are going, Luke Shaw offers nothing. He offers us nothing going forward. He's fat, he's shit, he offers nothing. If Rashford could finish, he would have had an assist yesterday. I ain't got no issues with Luke Shaw. I think people are moving away from, like last season, Ashley Young at right back was like having a cardboard cutout. Phil Jones is a calamity. Nemanja Matic is a snail. But looking at Luke Shaw and going, oh, we desperately need a new left back. In my opinion, I think you're ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm not saying you're wrong to dislike Luke Shaw, but I think, there's a lot of fans like me who really rate Luke Shaw. And I would be disgusted if United moved him out of the team for a new signing. So, this isn't an Ashley Young situation. This isn't a Matic situation where 90% of the fans or 99% of the fans want him gone. You can dislike Luke Shaw, but you're not in the majority. There's a lot of fans like me who like Luke Shaw, and it's not a situation that we need to be looking at. I'm more than happy with him. Wan-Bissaka's an amazing player. I think he can be one of the best right-backs in the world. So, yeah, all right, Luke Shaw might look a little bit inferior to that eventually, but where we are at the moment, I'm happy with that. Harry Maguire, there's some interesting quotes then. So from Brendan Rodgers and from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I put a tweet out late last night, basically said, there are signings I want, but I'm not going to hold a grudge if I don't get them. This upset a lot of people because it makes it look like he's a puppet. But what's he supposed to say? What is he supposed to say? And I had a lot of people replying to my tweet because I said, oh God, not again. They were like, oh, stop it. Stop being negative to Ollie. What's he supposed to say? My point wasn't that. My point was, oh God, here we go again. Another manager having to make do. Of course, I don't expect Ollie to come out and say the board have let me down. I don't want him to do that. He's got to do what's best for him. But when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is saying, I want these signings, but if I don't get them, I won't hold a grudge against the board. It's a very clever statement from Ollie because it's like, yeah, I wanted signings, I didn't get them, I've got to get on with what I've got, but the fans know the truth. He wanted signings, he didn't get them. The board, yet again, have not backed another manager. That's why I was like, oh my God, not again. Not having a go at Ollie. He's made it very clear he wants signings. That's all I wanted to hear. If he doesn't get them, it's on the board again, and they've not backed the manager. So, look, I do think we will make signings, by the way. With regards to Harry Maguire, Brendan Rodgers has come out and said, look, he's happy where he is. We're aware of, interest, but people have got to pay the going rate. What did I say to you 2-3 weeks ago? I was told by somebody close to Leicester, Harry Maguire wants to go to Leicester, and if Manchester United offer 75 million, they'll get him. 75 million. There's talk of 85 million, there's talk of 80 million, 75 million, and they'll get him. Let's just see if United are willing to go up to that, because that's what it's going to take. And to be honest with you, 75 million is a lot of money, but Van Dijk cost 75 million from Southampton. And Van Dijk is the world's best centre-back, some would say right now. I wouldn't argue with that. But was he the world's best centre-back when he played to Southampton? And I'm not saying Harry Maguire is going to be the world's best centre-back in 2 years. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is Southampton sold a Southampton centre-back to Liverpool for 75 million. United are buying an English centre-back who's England's best centre-back. There's going to be a premium on that. I think 75 million is the willing go. Victor Anderson says, I think that the whole backlash around Luke Shaw is a nonsense. Ronaldo, Brazilian one, also had an extra weight even in his prime and still was one of the greatest dribblers, runners and strikers of all time. Give him a break. Well, it's all about opinion, mate, Victor Anderson. It's all about opinion, but I just find it a little bit odd. With regards to... There was some interesting comments from Ollie yesterday. He was really hyping up Lingard. And some fans thought Lingard did well yesterday. But I personally think Lingard and Martial, because I'm going to throw somebody else in. It's not just going to be about Lingard, because everyone knows I like Martial. I personally think Lingard and Martial have had bad tours. Lingard especially. Lingard's the most naturally fit player in our squad. Every other tour I've seen him on, he's looked like the best player on the pitch. On this tour, he looks like something's missing. He looks very tired. He's not got hold of games. He's looked like he's certainly, every game, he's been one of the weakest players on the pitch. So Lingard's been an interesting one, but Solskjaer came out and backed him. Matic with the captaincy was funny. Make sure you watch the vlog from yesterday, actually, that we put up last night. Vlog. Click the eye in the top right-hand corner. There's some really good... They were pitch side again, and Matic spots our camera and nearly knocks the head off Josh, the camera guy. I think he did it on purpose. I think he's heard what I've said about him. But very funny clip in there. Lots of pitch side access and really, really good vlog in and around the stadium from yesterday. So click the eye and watch that after this. De Gea signing a new contract when he comes back's great. I would rather that was waited till August, but I think we will announce it as soon as we get back, and it'll be another cover-up, another day wasted in the transfer window to go, look, we've got a contract extension. We could have done it in August, but we're going to waste another day in the transfer window to make you not realise. But we will realise. But De Gea signing a new contract's great because a lot of people thought he wasn't going to sign that new contract. And the situation that United are in right now, I think we will make a couple more signings. When we're going to do them is interesting because, what did I say? And we're going to learn this every year, aren't we? United don't sign players when they're on the tour. And yet again, we've got four days left of a tour and we've not signed anybody. I didn't believe that could happen. I thought we will sign players when we're on this tour because we've had a bad transfer window. We're too far behind. And lo and behold, another tour has passed and we've not signed everyone. So we play against Spurs in Shanghai on Thursday lunchtime. We'll fly back, and I think United will be back on Saturday. Will they have any time in the UK? Will they go straight to Norway because they've got a game on Tuesday? Then they're in Norway till Wednesday, back in the UK Thursday. Is that when we're going to make signings? A week on Thursday, which is with only a week left. I don't know when and how United are going to do these transfers, but I do think they will do a couple more. We've got a few people joining a little bit late, so I'll do a recap. Darian Jones says we should bite the bullet and finally bring Bale to United. Yes, he's 29. He's actually 30 now. But I'm hearing we are in for Madrid. Matuidi, who is 32. With Bale, the league is on. That's a big, big statement from Darian Jones. Look, Gareth Bale is leaving Real Madrid. If you've woken up this morning and you're thinking it's just paper talk, Zinedine Zidane has come out and said that Bale's going. Where is he going to go? If he goes to China, I'll be furious because why have we not got rid of Sanchez to China? If he goes to Bayern Munich or Spurs, fair play to them. If he comes to United, at this late stage, I would take Bale because I'd take most players that are half decent now. It's not who I wanted at the start of the summer. I adamantly didn't want Bale. You'll see the tweets out there, but things change, and this transfer window hasn't gone the way we wanted. And at the moment, a Bale loan would be perfect. That's what I want to clarify. I'm not saying spend money on Bale, for God's sake, no. A Bale loan would be perfect, and then get Sancho in a year's time, like many of you say. The only issue is, if you do any deal with Real Madrid, what does that mean for Paul Pogba, who's desperate for going there? So I don't see Bale to United happening at all. Nicolas Pepe, £70 million bid. I don't believe this. I don't believe it. I'd be happy for it to happen. It's a bit like Aubameyang to United if we sell Lukaku. I'd be happy for it to happen. I'm not going to invest any, this is going to happen until I see something credible about it, and I don't expect to see anything credible about it. Nicolas Pepe is a very good player. He's a very, very good player, and I think he'll probably end up at Liverpool, and it'll be Liverpool have signed another good player. But if he did by some miracle end up at Manchester United, I'd be over the moon about it. But at this stage, I'm not going to engage in it in a way that I think it's going to happen. For me, it's still Harry Maguire, Bruno Fernandes, Sean Longstaff. Maybe we get two of those three. I don't think we'll get all three now. I'd be very happy if we did, but I don't think we will. I think we've left it too late. But if we can get two of those three, and to be honest with you, it can't be Longstaff. If we can get Bruno Fernandes and Harry Maguire, I think I've seen enough in this tour to think, next season we can get top four and we can build. If we don't get any of those players and we go with the squad that we've got, we will see some positivity, but that team's not going to build into anything. Pogba will be gone in a year. Pogba's not going to stay at United and sign a new contract with that squad. No way. You have got to spend some money. If United want Paul Pogba to stay at this club, they have got to spend some money in the next couple of weeks, because he might stay another year, but he'll be gone. And who can blame him? Greenwood and Chong says Juice Box. I'll tell you what, I was really gutted yesterday. That Gomez didn't play. I thought Mata came on and did okay. I think Lingard was poor. I would love to have seen Gomez play because I thought Chong was, understated brilliant. Absolutely superb again. And Greenwood was exceptional, obviously, and Wan-Bissaka was clearly man of the match. But I really liked what I saw from Chong. I really did. And I think Gomez would have played well in that game as well. Still keeping Sanchez in the squad is a waste of time, says McNelly. McTominay and Fred at the base. Pogba number 10 all day long. Greenwood right wing, says as you were. I don't think that's good enough, mate. I'm going to be absolutely blunt here. I like McTominay. I'm really, I've been very doubtful of him, but I think we are and I've predicted we're going to see a big season from him. I like Fred. It's like that. I like Pereira, but it's like that. Matic, no way. That midfield's not good enough, though. McTominay, Fred, Pereira, it doesn't matter how much I like them, and Pogba, that is not a midfield that's going to get in the top four. It might get fourth, but it's not going to start indenting on Spurs, Liverpool and Man City. We need better quality than that. In many ways, I feel that McTominay, Fred and Pereira are the same player. They're that player that could have a really good season and is the sort of player you really want to invest in. But you can't have three of them. They're all, you know what I mean? It should make sense. They're all the same player, really. They're not in the way they play, but in their potential for this season. We're all hoping they're going to have a big season. We all know that they've got potential or they're well thought of. But you can't have three players in your midfield like that. You can't have three players that you're hoping are going to have a big season and Paul Pogba. Because Matic, you can't rely on him. So we've got Pogba, this player that we all know can be world class, but he's inconsistent. And then we've got three players that we all want to be a success. But you can't have three players like that. You've got to have a steady Eddie. You've got to have a quality like an Ander Herrera, who you know is going to give you 7 or 8 out of 10 performances for 90% of the season. McTominay, Fred and Pereira, it's all about hope again. That's why Bruno Fernandes is essential, because you bring that sort of Herrera playing in, the quality player there. And then you have a midfield of Pogba, Fernandes and one of the other three that you rotate. And obviously Pogba's going to get injured, Bruno Fernandes is going to get injured. That's the sort. I want Fred, Pereira and McTominay here, and I believe in all three. But you need to have a couple of quality midfielders there as well. So for rotation, for injury, suspensions, it's not enough on its own. And I think we're starting to fall into that. And also, pre-season means sod all. It doesn't matter if we'd lost to Inter Milan yesterday. It doesn't matter if we beat them 4-0. Pre-season means sod all. Look at the last few pre-seasons for United. It doesn't really gauge what's going to happen. Last season we had a crap pre-season, but we didn't have everyone was still in the World Cup. So that didn't really give you an indication of what the season was going to be coming into it. What gave us an indication was Mourinho's attitude on the tour. He was grumpy, he was pissed off because he didn't get the signings, and that went into the season. But what you do on a tour doesn't really matter that much. Bruno is not going to come, says Ollie. I think he will. Why did we let Herrera go? Because we let his contract run down. Bruno will come to United, says Elvis. And Bruno and Savic, what do you think? Says Zavahudi. Well, I'm going to go and watch that video with Flex now myself, because I've just got up, done this video, and I'm going to go and watch the Flex vlog, because I know he talks about Milinkovic-Savic, and I don't really know the background of it. So click the eye in the top right-hand corner. I know he talks about Milinkovic-Savic in that. You know what I think about Milinkovic-Savic. I don't think it's possible, but I'm not sure where this source is coming from, so I'm going to go and watch that myself. I'll be back at 8 o'clock tonight. It's Sunday Night Live. Looking forward to that. Get your comments in below. Nicolas Pepe, do you believe it? Gareth Bale, would you do it? How many more transfers do you think we're going to do? Are you confident like me that we'll do 2 more, or are you thinking no more? Happy about De Gea's contract? And get your comments in below. I'll go live again this afternoon if we have anything to go live about. But otherwise, 8 o'clock tonight. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Loads going on the channel. Smash a like. And first pre-season that I've seen youth used so much as Blake III. And that is a positive. And I just feel, in conclusion of the show today, I'm very positive about what Manchester United are doing with the youth and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I can see the change in the way we're trying to play. This is all positive compared to the last 2 or 3 years. We just need... we're so close to going into this season with some positivity. We're not going to win the league. We know that. But if we can get a couple of signings, i.e. Harry Maguire and Bruno Fernandes, I would go into this season really believing in the rebuild. If we don't get those signings, I won't. And it's that simple. Over to the club. Thanks for watching. Speak to you soon.